Live from the Guild TV studio, it's Birmingham Goes Live!
Oh my god, running a bit late.
Made it.
Oh god, didn't think we would, to be fair. I think I pulled my hamstring in the process.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, if that worked, it will look like we've just made a dramatic run from the library.
Oh, aren't we the coolest?
I think that worked. Wait, hey, you're not wearing the right thing. I wore the same thing that we were... You've ruined the illusion.
I'm sorry. Continuity's not really my thing.
Ruined it.
Sorry.
Oh, all right. Okay, let's start the show.
Yeah.
So, welcome to a very important episode of Birmingham Goes Live. Today, we are focusing on all things Selly Oak. My name's James.
And I'm Lily. We're going to be talking to Daisy Lindlar, the Representation and Resources Officer here at the Guild, about all things safety and kind of the support the Guild can offer students. And we're also going to be talking to a couple of our Guild TV members about their favourite things to do in Selly Oak. And I have heard there's some interesting anecdotes as well. That should be quite funny. Yeah.
Okay. We've got loads of other stuff coming up. So we've got a short film, which has kind of a dark love theme. That should be interesting. We've got a short piece on self-protection and student safety. And we're going to be looking at the recent student productions, drama productions, in Behind the Curtain. So we actually have a really packed episode this week.
We also have our music act, as usual, playing us out. Dan O'Connor. We were listening to him rehearse before, and he sounds incredible. So that was going to be really, really good. Yeah.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit nervous sitting next to you. I've heard that you've been coughing quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm a bit ill today.
Sniffling quite a bit.
Really bad timing.
And,
but I'm armed against my... I've got my Lemsip. So I'm going to be...
Casually disguised as a coffee cup, I see.
I've got my Cavonia as well. Look, I've got everything.
Good.
I've got Strepsils, I've got tissues. I should be fine.
Good. Well,
so if you hear me coughing, I'm not interrupting our guests. I'm just a bit ill. I can get away with that, can't I?
You'll be fine. Anyway, how long have you been living in Selly Oak? Because it's been quite a while, hasn't it?
I've been living in Selly Oak for over 6 years now.
6 years?
Yeah.
You must love it. Well, actually, 6 years.
I'm like a Selly Oak veteran. I should know everything there is to know about Selly Oak.
Do you know why it's called Selly Oak?
Actually, I actually do know a bit about. So I know where the oak comes from, because there used to be an oak tree on Oak Tree Lane. Do you know Oak Tree Lane?
Yeah.
Where Sainsbury's is, and they chopped it down. Anyway, I know that Selly Oak somehow gets derived from this tree. That's not the most exciting explanation of Selly Oak.
Yeah, so you don't really know why it's called Selly Oak.
Where does Selly come from? I don't know about Selly.
I don't know. Anyway.
No, I don't know.
Our knowledge of Selly Oak is quite limited, it seems.
Of Selly Oak.
Anyway.
So how long have you lived in Selly Oak?
Only 2 years. So I do have a bit of an excuse for not really knowing anything other than where the best pubs are.
We're going to find out lots about Selly Oak today.
Hopefully.
This is going to be an educational Selly Oak show. But also, it's very important because, obviously, as you know, recently we've been having a few problems with crime in the area.
Yeah, a little bit.
So we're going to be addressing that a little bit, and we've got some guests who know about that, and they've got some brilliant advice for us as well.
Yeah. But first, we're going to take a little bit of a look at some entertainment news. So prepare yourself for a minute of entertainment news with the latest 60-second update.
This is Guild TV bringing you a 60-second update. Veteran BBC broadcaster Sir Terry Wogan has died aged 77 after a short battle with cancer. Sir Terry had a 50-year career on television and radio with involvement in Wake Up to Wogan, The Wogan Chat Show, Eurovision and the Children in Need appeal. He will be sorely missed. On Saturday night it was the turn of the Screen Actors Guild Awards. The British actor Idris Elba took home 2 awards, celebrating his performances in Beasts of No Nation and Luther. Racial controversy has surrounded the 2016 awards season after the Academy Awards failed to acknowledge any actors of colour in their nominations. However, diversity reigned at the SAG Awards and actors like Albert championed them for this. The former One Direction singer Zayn Malik has just released his debut solo single, Pillow Talk. His debut album will be called Mind of Mine and will be released on the 25th of March, which is exactly 1 year after the singer left One Direction. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more 60-second updates throughout the year.
Okay, thank you for that, Lewis. So that was, what was that music video in there?
That was the Zayn Malik Pillow Talk
Because he used to be in One Direction, right?
Well, obviously you know that. You know.
Well, yeah, I know everything.
Bit of a soft spot for the 1D boys, don't you?
Have you seen the new video by Zayn Malik?
I haven't actually. I feel like I'm missing out.
No, I don't know. I watched it. I didn't really like it.
Really? So I shouldn't watch it?
Obviously, he's an amazing singer, but he's got these really powerful vocals, but when you watch the video, it looks like he's muttering, and it puts me off a bit. It's like you've got this really powerful voice and he's I don't know.
Shame. I have heard there's an interesting scene though with like a woman and a flower.
Yeah, it's a woman and
But
I'm going to leave it to the
to-
viewers to look at that for
Check it
yourself.
out. Go watch the video.
I don't think they showed it in the VT though, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're now joined by Daisy, the sabbatical officer for resources and representation here at the Guild. So thank you so much for joining us.
That's fine, thanks for having me.
So what kind of measures have been carried out or have been put in place by the Guild this year in terms of kind of student safety and things like that?
Well, we have a housing and community officer as a sabbatical officer position, and he works really closely with the West Midlands Police and the local sort of police, well, Selly Oak Police. Okay. We've got the community wardens, which is a group of students who they go out and do things. They go on patrols in the evening and do things like make sure people's doors are locked. I actually went out with them the other day. And also we've obviously got police on campus. They're based in Uni Centre. And if you go and see them, then they can give you things like personal attack alarms and stuff like that. But we generally just try and keep a really close relationship in the local community and with the police.
Yeah.
I actually there was a picture I saw on Facebook of all the officers in yellow jackets.
Yeah, that was fun.
So that was really good to see.
Yeah, we obviously take it really seriously,
Yeah.
so we like to kind of do our bit as well.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of community wardens kind of walking around, knocking on doors, making sure
Yeah.
that they're locked and stuff.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
quite
it's
sure
really
it was at first. I was a bit confused, but then
Yeah.
I think it's a really good thing, really, really important to make
Yeah.
sure that students stay safe like that.
I mean, it seems quite obvious, but what kind of basic advice would you give to students to stay safe?
I mean, there's obviously things like don't walk home alone after like fab and things like that. I mean, the thing with this being an area with a lot of students in it is that people know, criminals know when we're particularly vulnerable. So they know kind of like late at night, at the weekends, people sort of going home a bit drunk. You know, when you've had a bit to drink, you think like, you know, I'm invincible, I can walk home, I'll be fine. So it's like be going home in groups, get a taxi ideally after a night out, sort of let your friends know kind of when you're leaving somewhere and when you're expected to arrive, keep in touch with your housemates and make sure you know where each other is. And then obviously when you're walking around, don't sort of have your brand new like iPhone 6 out, like try and kind of keep your valuables to yourself.
Yeah, it sounds obvious, but that's actually really important advice to just make sure that you minimise the chance.
It is important to know. It's important to kind of keep that in mind. Do you think, I mean, if you've spoken to students about the kind of recent incidents that have been happening, do you think it's affecting the way that students feel about Selly Oak? Do you think they're actually fearful about living there? Are people sort of put off by living in Selly Oak?
I think it definitely is quite a scary time for people. I mean, the important thing to remember is that in general, crime has gone down year on year. It's just that obviously this has been quite a scary month. But, you know, in an area like Selly Oak, we are at risk of crime as there's a high concentration of students. If criminals know that every student's going to have with them like a tablet, a smartphone, a laptop. So it's important to just kind of like be aware of that. But I hope that, people need to bear in mind that in general crime's gone down. We work really closely with the police, try and make sure students are as safe as possible. And Selly Oak does still have, you know, its positives. I hope people aren't completely put off living here. It's just a case of, at the moment, like maybe being a bit more kind of aware of what's going on, but to remember that, the police are always there and in general crime's gone down.
Yeah, and like you said, the good bits of Selly Oak are all very much still there. And actually the students are really supportive around this issue and we're all here to help each other. To lighten the mood, let's think, what would be your ideal student house?
My ideal house? I've lived in a lot of them, but I think freezer space. This thing that always comes to mind, freezer space and cupboard space. The thing with these student houses, like it's great living with like loads of your friends, but there is never enough kitchen space. So I think like having a big enough freezer drawer, having a big enough cupboard, and then I think just like living with people that you really like. I mean, you can live anywhere as long as it's with people that you really get on with. So I think, my dream, big freezer, big cupboard, and lots of my friends.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I had a horrendous experience in second year when I just lived with people that I don't even know why I decided to live with them. I just didn't get on with them. And it was horrible. I used to hate going home.
Yeah.
I'd go home and just stay in my room and it was horrible.
Yeah, we were talking about the ideal house and I was thinking more along the lines of I'd live in a tower with like a zip line that goes into uni.
Yeah,
But
great
I
But
guess
could you
that's
imagine
kind
on days when
like
it snows?
Travelator, like Gladiator.
That's probably dreaming a bit big. But you know,
No dream's too big.
No,
you know,
dreams
when
too big.
I'm
House of chocolate.
wealthy, I could
That's
do
my dream. House of chocolate. Chocolate and cheese.
That could work.
And lastly, I know that the Guild has got certain kind of services in place for students that deal with sort of housing problems in general, kind of problems with contracts or landlords and stuff. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So we've got the ARC, which is the Advice and Representation Centre, and they're based on the ground floor of the Guild, and they can do things like check over your contracts and stuff to make sure they're not dodgy because, well, sort of landlords know that it's your first house. They know that, you know, we're not keen on reading the small print. So yeah, the ARC will go through all contracts for you and check that they're all safe.
Yeah.
And we've got our own lettings agency, which is quite like unique. Not a lot of universities have that. And that's called Guild Lettings, and that's based over in University Centre as well. So if you're still looking for a house, they're quite a good place to start, because especially they don't actually charge fees for students.
Oh, that's good.
So
that's really helpful. I
Yeah,
think.
that's really good. I've had an experience of being a bit caught out by a contract for housing, and that was in my second year, so it was my first student house, and it was falling apart. It was an awful place, and yeah, we didn't get on with the landlord. But I mean, I didn't know at the time that all this support was available, so it's really good that that's there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, we try a lot to kind of get more students like engaged in what we're doing to do with housing. And I mean, yeah, also like I was saying, we have a housing community officer.
Yeah.
And so if you ever have any questions at all, then you can ask him as well.
No,
Great.
That's really good.
Awesome. Okay, well, coming up next, we actually have a short film to show you, featuring some familiar faces, us two. So, without further ado, let's play the short film.
Here's Losing Annie. Hi.
Hey. Are you here meeting someone?
I'm supposed to, but I think I've been stood up.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Nope. I finally decided to get back into dating, and I don't even have a date.
Nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, he could have at least called, you know? He asked me out. I don't get it. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm sure he'll regret it.
Yeah. That is going to plague his every thought. What are you doing?
We're supposed to meet a mate to go for a drink, but I think he's bailed.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I'm here now, so I might as well go for one. Would you like to join me?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I believe that's how it all started. Now it's all gone.
It's been a while now, Ryan.
I know. It's just hard, you know. Oh, such an idiot.
Right, you've got to stop beating yourself up about this, okay? She's moved on, and she's accepted it, and maybe you need to do the same.
I just feel like I need a no from her. Like when she can tell me it's never gonna happen again, then maybe I can move on.
Well then I guess you should speak to her.
She won't talk to me. She hasn't replied to any of my messages.
Look, right, Ryan, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but it's been 4 months. You need to get over it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you or give you false hope. I'm being honest. As a friend, I'm telling you that you need to get over it. But Ryan, you've got to understand that this is exactly what you did to her. You hurt her first, and you broke her heart.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Excuse me, I haven't got the time.
Sure, it's nearly 12:30.
Thank you.
You okay? You seem a bit on edge.
Do you want me to be honest?
Sure?
I'm about to tell my ex-girlfriend that I'm still in love with her.
Wow.
God, I feel sick.
Yeah, I can believe that. Oh, sorry, mate. I've got to go. My girlfriend's just walked in. Darling. gonna get my stuff. Let's go.
And then he just walked off. He just walked right on off.
Just walked off.
Yeah. Came up, said I'm sorry, and he just walked off. I mean...
How do you feel right now?
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I'm so... I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that, and I just feel like... I don't know. I don't know.
How do you feel about him?
Well, he broke my heart. You know that. He absolutely just ripped it out, and everything he put me through, and I got through it, and now he comes back in my life, and he thinks that he can just get me back. He thinks he can just have me.
But you just said that you just said it there. He broke your heart, Annie. You know, and what about your new boyfriend, Callum?
I mean, Callum's great. You know, he's a lovely guy.
He's, as what though? He's great, he's lovely.
It's easy with Callum. You know, it's simple. It's not complicated, no drama, just easy.
But just because it's easy, it doesn't mean it's right. And you know that. And to me, it sounds like you don't love Callum at all. And I think you're in denial about it, and I still think that you love Ryan. But to be honest, I don't really know what to tell you, because I don't think you should be with either of them. I really don't.
I just want to be happy. I just want to be...
I know.
I just want...
I know.
I don't know what to do.
But maybe, you know, you've got to think of the long term. You know, I think you're in a relationship right now that you're not even sure about, and you're still in love with someone that broke your heart. And I think the best thing is if you went with either of them, and I think you'll be happy for that in the long term. I know it's hard now, but honestly, I think that's what is right. I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think you know that I'm right.
I don't know. That I'm just gonna... I've got to go. Alright, I'm sorry. I've got to go to figure this out. I'm sorry. Hi.
Oh, that was so emotional.
It was really emotional to do as well. One of those scenes was completely improvised. It was
Really?
the scariest thing I think I've ever done.
Yeah, your acting game is on point.
I had no idea what I was doing. I was bursting into tears at one point.
It was a lot of fun to make. That was actually just made this weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
We did it
making that.
over the course of about... Well, we did filming in one day, didn't we?
Yep, it's quite a quick
Editing
turnover.
in another day.
It's quite an intense story though. That was
I really like it.
because the last one was a comedy, and
Yeah.
we've gone all serious with this one. So, I
It's
mean,
very realist.
I've heard that you've got a lot of texts from people asking,
Yes.
who does Annie choose in the end?
A lot of people do want to know who Annie chooses. Who do you think she chooses?
I don't know. Obviously, I'd like to say she chooses Callum because I was playing Callum. I have an emotional attachment to Callum now because it's not me, but you know.
But
Go on then, tell us. Answer the question once for all.
Oh, well, I feel like I want to keep the mystery a little bit, but I think if I had to speculate who she chose, I'd want to go plot twist and say Joe.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he's got a little bit of a sneaky agenda because, you know, he sort of knows everything that's going on. And I want to say plot twist.
Maybe he was a bit of a schemer and it was actually...
I think that she's going to realise he was her true love all along.
And that's what you didn't see in the film.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Joe...
Sequel.
Yeah, we'll make a sequel. That's a great idea. Speaking of Joe, we've got two special guests with us now, one of whom was playing Joe in the film. So welcome.
Hi.
So we're joined with Beryl and Lewis, who Lewis obviously was playing Joe. How are you doing, guys?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
What did you think of the film?
I really, really enjoyed making it. I've never done any short film or any acting
that matter. But I mean, our scene was so intense, wasn't it?
It was. Well, I mean, it was completely just sort of off the cuff.
Yeah.
Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's get rid of the script and let's just.
It's just so intense. But I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was great.
Channeling
It was It was really difficult for me. You were amazing though. You were just.
Well, because I felt like I've said that before to someone, but that's why. And then it got to the end, and I was just kind of like getting flashbacks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
that was really good. What did you think? Who do you think she chose?
I messaged you right away congratulating you because she was awesome. We all know that.
I
You were awesome too, but she was the star.
No, it's fine. She definitely took the acting award. Oscar's coming up, you know.
Guys.
Nomination on the way, I think. You know.
And I wanted to ask you, like, who did she pick and blah, 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 but like today you said, I don't really know, like I just improvised.
Yeah.
But I think she went with Colin, like, because
Oh, yes.
because the way
That's
she
what I wanna
said
hear.
hello, it wasn't like, I don't know, it just felt like, oh, I'll just like pretend to be a little happy, but really I'm not choosing, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't like full-hearted.
I think that's the great thing about it. It's really up to kind of the audience to kind of choose.
I'm glad we left it open-ended.
Yeah.
That was a
It also made it so much easier for me because I didn't have to I could just say hello and anywhere. It's great. But no, it's really good fun.
Cool.
Anyway.
Okay, obviously earlier we were talking about Selly Oak. And Lily's promised me some funny stories about Selly Oak. So
It's just what I've heard backstage. That's
yeah,
all.
apparently you've got some funny stories.
Well, I mean, who wants to start? Well.
Your story is quite funny,
I wanna hear
Lewis.
yours.
I mean, well, okay, it's the funny thing about this is that it was as I started second year, so I just moved to Selly Oak as well. And I just, went to the bathroom, as you do, whatever, normal. And
It's a bathroom story.
Yeah. And
Great.
as I went in and I closed the door, I went to lock the door and the lock fell apart in my hand.
Oh my God.
And then I heard like a thump on the other side of the door and it took me like a few seconds and then I just clocked what happened.
No.
And I was like, I'm actually stuck in this bathroom. And some Selly Oak bathrooms,
Yeah.
they're like, they're so small. It was like a panic room with a toilet in it. It was like so small, it was that big. And there was no
it's like a
windows
cell.
or anything. And I'm really claustrophobic.
Oh,
like,
no.
Really claustrophobic. So I started like panicking, like banging on the door.
Oh, dear.
And the funny thing is that the door was so weak. It was like two thin wooden.
Oh, plywood.
Yeah, it was.
Was anyone else in
rubbish.
the house, or were you just?
There was one person right on the bottom floor. They were in the room watching TV, so she.
Oh, it's like a horror movie. That's terrifying.
Yeah, but the thing is, I got so panicky, and I felt like the Hulk was coming at me, and I went to bang the door, and I punched a hole in the door.
Oh my God.
In, like the first half of the door. So for the rest of the year, when people come to view your house, like my
There's
landlord
just a
kept coming
hole in
around, and
the
I kept
door.
having to like prepare for why is there a hole in your door? He never said
That's
anything.
kind of a privacy issue then. You've got a hole in your bathroom.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because it was two panels, so it was only on the one side.
Okay, yeah.
But,
Because I was going to say, sort of a hole in the bathroom door, that's
Yeah.
kind of the worst room to have.
That's quite impressive.
But
though.
I was in it
Punch
for
a hole
about
in the door.
3-4 hours.
Oh my
Someone
word,
came
that's
back.
ages.
Yeah, and then my housemate came back and heard me, and then she goes to me, "What were you doing in there?" And I was like, "I don't know, having a nap."
Making
like,
a
what did you do?
sandwich, you know.
Did you have your phone with you?
No, typical, because I always have my phone on me.
Yeah.
And I was just, oh my gosh, but yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
It's incredible that you got through that story.
You get, yes, I
Like,
know, I'm just
That you
It's so
got.
emotional
It's
today,
so
you got
emotional.
this-
After that film, and then
so
this.
So emotional.
Just can't cope.
I don't think I have a story to top that up. I never got locked in any room. I don't know. Nothing really special happened.
It's right, you
to
don't
me.
have to go with the whole being locked in a bathroom. we
That's
can,
the theme of the show.
Just getting locked
yeah,
in.
we're changing the theme to bathroom stories.
Bathroom stories. But you lived in Victoria Halls, didn't
Yeah,
you?
for 1.5 years.
Yeah. How did you find that? Sort of not.
I really liked it. I think people expected me to get bored of it really soon, being in the whole student environment. There are party goers every night, the noise. But I really enjoyed it. I found it comforting to know that we were all in the same boat.
Yeah.
We all shared the same laundry. So I really liked it.
And you didn't feel like, because I know that a lot of students tend to stay on the Vale, which is kind of the other side of campus. You didn't feel like you were a bit kind
That's
of away
actually
from
where
all
I
of that?
originally applied, but they were they ran out of rooms before it could get to me. So, but it ended up being better for me because I thought the Vale was right next to the uni when in fact you have to walk 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So when I got Victoria Halls and I saw that how easy it was going to be to get to lessons,
Yeah.
I was like, thank God, the right thing for me, you picked for me.
No, that's definitely
So I
a
really
bonus.
enjoyed
Bonus,
it.
I think,
Yeah.
being close.
You got any funny Selly Oak stories?
I have one. It's not quite bathroom, but it is probably just as kind of
Sorry,
disturbing.
we don't have to go to the bathroom all the
We don't have
time.
to compare.
Basically, I essentially killed a slug by putting it on the hob because it was stuck to the underside of my frying pan.
Oh, it
Didn't
wasn't
realise-
intentional?
Oh no, sorry, no.
Because I just came across as, oh, I just killed the slug.
No, not at all.
I put it on the pan.
But
you know.
I put the pan on the hob, basically. Slug kind of melted and
Oh,
horrible
that-
smell.
oh, that
horrible
poor slug.
smell.
Oh.
I know.
What does it smell like?
Just
don't really
burning.
know.
Yeah.
We're talking about this on live.
Live TV.
You know.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Burning slug.
We've got another video coming up, I think.
We have another video coming up. So this one actually was made by myself and Beryl and also Sophie, and it's about self-protection. And obviously, it's a very important part of this show. So we're going to get some advice from Bob Spoor on self-protection with students.
There are up to 40 muggings every month in the Birmingham city centre.
The Christmas period is an especially bad time for this, and in December 2014 there was 90 cases recorded to the police.
Why do you think Christmas is such a bad time for criminal activities?
I think it's definitely due to the Christmas markets, as you've got a lot of people who come to the city centre and they're not really aware of their surroundings as much as they should be.
Yeah, I think it's the having fun, drinking, and the crowded environment that, makes them less aware.
I think it's definitely the population that's in such a small area that thieves think that it's such an easy target.
I agree. So today we've been invited to a self-defense class in the University of Birmingham, and we're going to learn about awareness. What do you think the class is going to be like?
So the instructor Bob, who's ex-army, is going to teach us a little bit about how to be aware of our surroundings on the streets of Birmingham and just to kind of make us feel safer in our city.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a, talk about how to be aware that rather than, show different moves to defend yourself. You ready?
Yeah. Should we go downstairs and start the class?
We're here with Bob, the instructor for the self-defense class, who is also the instructor for the Muay Thai Society. Hi, Bob.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Hi Bob. So what is the main misconception when it comes to self-defense?
Okay, one of the main conceptions is actually in the language you just used. I'm not actually a self-defense instructor. I'm a self-protection instructor. Defense is a very negative word, has lots of negative connotations, whereas protection is a more positive approach. If you've defended, it means you're probably messed up. Protection works at many, many different levels, starting with awareness.
You've got things like the C grip, which goes across the trachea, the windpipe. Bear in mind that this can cause death, serious injury and or death. Because if you break the trachea, the windpipe, it sticks together. You know the anatomy of the trachea? It's basically a sticky tube full of fluid, okay, with cartilage. Bits of cartilage, keeping it apart. The cartilage is there to stop the walls sticking together, okay? If it breaks, there's a good chance that when you inhale, it closes and it sticks together, leaving you no room to breathe, okay? So personally, if you're using this C attack here or the C grip where you crush the trachea, you're probably going to cause death. So you need to be aware that maybe this was somebody who's threatened you with death, pulled a pistol on you, pulled a knife on you.
Well, on that point, mentioning awareness, you talked a lot about commentary walking. Can you explain what commentary walking is and how it, helps you defend yourself or protect yourself, as you said?
Okay, commentary walking is the foundation of what I teach. And essentially what it is this. When you're out and about, you need to switch your senses on. You need to get out of your head and get into the outside world, observing what's going on in your environment and feeding back a form of dialogue, internal dialogue, taking into account everything that's going on in front of you, behind you, to the left and right. Now, this doesn't mean that we have to get paranoid. It means we just have an open awareness, a mindfulness of what's going on around us. That way we can enjoy life better and, if necessary, protect ourselves against intended threat.
Thanks very much for speaking to us, Bob. Thanks for all the information about how to stay safe.
Okay, it's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Well, thank you for that, Beryl and Sophie. Some nice self-protection advice there. And actually, the guy who was in there, his name's Bob Spoor, and he actually does a Muay Thai class here at Birmingham as well.
Oh, really?
So he's ex-military, he's really involved in the kind of self-protection awareness thing. I've been to a few of his classes, and he's really, really funny.
I'd love to have seen that.
He's really funny. He's a really great guy.
Anyway, we are now joined by Dan O'Connor, third-year history student and guitar enthusiast. Welcome. He's going to be playing us out later on with an original song. But for the moment, let's have a little bit of a chat. What type of music would you say your style is? What's you?
It's mostly acoustic stuff, kind of inspired by like Frank Turner kind of stuff. So
Love a bit of Frank Turner.
yeah,
Oh, I should know who that is.
I love a bit of Frank Turner.
he's a kind of like folk kind of singer.
Yeah.
Folk rock.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
cool.
that's great. And, yeah, sorry.
Who would you say your favourite artist is? Maybe that's an unfair question. Maybe favourite artist like at the moment. Is it better?
Yeah.
Question.
At the moment, I really like this guy called Brian Fallon, who's like the lead singer of the Gaslight Anthem. He's like very Frank Turner-esque as well, like that kind of.
I'm gonna have to look up this Frank Turner guy.
It's safety
amazing,
and
like,
music, sort of education. That's great.
Yeah, he's really
Excellent.
cool.
How long have you been playing guitar for?
Trying to remember, I think I was about 17 when I started, so about 8 years.
Wow.
Quite a late start, yeah. I did want to start when I was younger, but I was a very phasey kid and my mum wouldn't buy me a guitar. She thought I'd just give up, so.
To be fair, I mean, that's perseverance. I've tried. I have a guitar, and I've tried for about 3 or 4 years, and I just keep...
Oh, 3 or 4 years? That's quite a long time.
3 or 4 years, but it's sort of on and off. It's a very love-hate relationship.
I'm bad because I have phases as well, and I have a guitar, and like, I think, yeah, I was one who got a guitar and then did not keep it going, so actually...
It's all about persistence, man.
It's persistence, yeah. Okay, well, why did you get into music in the first place? What was the thing that kind of...
Well, I was a massive Busted fan when I was younger.
Oh, but we like
Yes! Busted!
That was like, the first song I learnt was a song called Meet You There by Busted. I
don't know that. I know the year 3000 was the one that I remember. Because I remember the music video with like the kid with the time machine car or whatever.
Oh god, I used to love that song.
Yeah.
That was my anthem. Just quickly, finally, where can people hear your songs? What kind of social media channels do you use?
Well, I kind of set up a YouTube channel last summer, and it's Dan Ock Music, so Dan OC Music, and then I'm trying to like connect that to a blog, which is basically danockmusic.net. If you want to have a listen. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, we checked it out earlier today, and some of his stuff is really great.
Yeah, I've got my favourite song, but I can't say the name of it.
No, you cannot say the name of it without being censored. So. Yeah,
but it's a brilliant song. Just look at all of his stuff on YouTube. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, now we're going to have a quick look at an exclusive behind-the-scenes video, which is on Infinity's upcoming play, One Man, Two Governors. This is Behind the Curtain's latest episode.
Will and I chose to direct this play because it's such a funny play, and when we realised the rights were available online, we just thought it would be such a huge production for the Guild to do, and it would be absolutely fantastic to direct.
So the play follows Francis Henschel, who's this lovable kind of unemployed guy who just wants to eat food. So then he finds himself in the middle of 2 jobs. So he's working for Stanley Stubbers, one governor, and then he's working for Roscoe Crabbe, who's actually Rachel Crabbe in disguise. And then hilarity ensues because he can't let them find out that they're both his governor and they're both lovers, which is just adding an extra level to the play.
My character, Francis Henschel, he's like a fun, lovable joker, has a lot of fun on stage, runs about, so energetic, and he's good fun to play. I've really enjoyed playing him so far.
I'm playing Roscoe Crabbe, or she's a girl, she's called Rachel Crabbe, basically, and she's in disguise as her brother, and she's trying to get some money so that she can elope with her boyfriend who she's having trouble finding.
I work for her.
And I'm one of the governors, but no one knows that I'm a woman.
And I'm the one man.
I play Lloyd McConnell, who owns the pub where Stanley and Rachel are both staying.
I play Charlie Clench, who is the father to Pauline and arguably the unsung hero of the play.
Very arguably.
Well, I play Gareth. He's the head waiter at Lloyd's pub. He's a bit of a disillusioned genius, or so he thinks, but really he's not nearly as good as he seems.
I play Alfie. He's also a waiter at the pub. He's a really old, geriatric man. Doesn't have a clue what's going on.
Frankly terrifying he's still alive, really.
Yeah. An interesting quirk about my character is he wears a hat in one scene.
My favourite moment in the play is definitely the restaurant scene. I want to say more about it. I can't say it at the moment because I don't want to give anything away. But it is a lot of fun. There's a lot of running around. It's really energetic. A lot happening on stage.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's a really frantic scene, but really comic as well. And it sort of is the climax at the end of Act 1 that sets it all up for Act 2. So yeah, that'd be my favourite bit as well.
Everyone said the restaurant scene, but you know, there's a little bit before the restaurant scene where I'm in it, and that's arguably the better part of the scene, and then it stops getting funny after that.
You should come and see this play because we have an amazing cast. We have an amazing script to work with and an amazing space and setup and everything, and the whole team are just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it's very funny, and that's kind of what you want from a comedy.
We've really put so much into it already, and I'm going to say it's probably going to be the funniest play in the Guild this term. Big claim.
You should come and see the play because it's a very funny comedy, it's very energetic, and it's for a good cause.
Absolutely. It's got a fantastic cast.
If I do say so myself.
So the event will be going up in week 6, reading week, and if you just post on the page saying, oh, I'd like 3 tickets for this night, and then we book them, and then we pay on the door.
Energetic.
Hilarious.
Good.
Are we back in year 3 now?
Banter.
Hectic.
Onomatopoeia. Food.
Right, that's we're coming to the end of the show now, so thank you so much for joining us on Birmingham Goes Live, and I hope you've found out some wonderful things about Selly Oak. Now, this is what you've been waiting for. We've got Dan here, who's going to play us one of his original songs that you wrote really recently, right?
Yeah, literally like only a few months ago, so... Yeah.
That's really cool, okay, and it's called Take a Chance, and I think you gave it the name today?
Well,
Take
yeah,
a
it
Chance?
didn't have a name, Matt asked me for a name, so yeah, just kind of made it up.
Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of our amazing Birmingham Goes Live episodes. Take it away, Dan.
Thank you.
Well, I never expected this. Harmless flirtation turned to a kiss, 'cause you're not usually my type. Still I want you so bad, not just for tonight. She invited me out for a smoke. Now I don't usually, but I won't say no. We could put this down to those shots. Can't escape the fact you're smoking hot. No. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 'Cause you could be my girl, I'll be your man. All I'm asking is you take a chance on this romance. When we stepped out on the street, you were frozen. We ended up back on my mate's sofa. And with ice cold feet, you snuggled into me. Side by side like bits of cutlery. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, oh. 'Cause you could be my girl, I'll be your man. All I'm asking is you take a chance on this romance. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, oh. 'Cause you could be my girl, I'll be your man. So come on, let's have another dance. All I'm asking is you take a chance on this romance. Thank you.
That's brilliant.